Now, let's go and get into today's topic, which is one of the books I finished reading here, and another book I read regarding dating and communication and relationships and how to be a better partner is The Science of Happily Ever After: What Really Matters in the Search for True Love. This is by Tai Tashiro. He's a PhD, and he had read a bunch of studies and put together a bunch of studies regarding a successful relationship. He's also a therapist and worked with couples as well, and kind of things he learned and seen over the years, from breaking down the societal mindset when it comes to dating, like such as height and attractiveness and certain money quota, to figuring out how to find red flags, to figuring out how to be a better partner and how to better communicate. And I'm going to bring out 3 takeaways I got from this book, 3 of them. And the first one that I took from this is capitalizing on the good stuff. Capitalization. So what is capitalization in this? It is sharing a positive event and your partner matches the enthusiasm in their response. That is capitalization. And what they found out with couples who are married and together and couples who have been together for a long time, they utilize capitalization a lot, in positive capitalization. So people share positive events with their partner 70% of the time. This came from a study by Shelley Gable from the University of California. And when your partner who has positive events that happen to them, which is little or big or small, it doesn't matter what the positive event could be. It could be finding a quarter on the ground to, buying a brand new pair of jeans that they got for $20 with a deal and a steal of it. And it's like a steal of a deal. They're excited about these pair of jeans. And that's the example we're going to use for this concept here. But your partner actual response to your perception of your partner's response are key to successful capitalization. And what does that mean? That means how you perceive your partner's response to what you're excited about, and how your partner reacts to that can lead to a successful capitalization, can lead to good moments. So for example, there are 2 types of response your partner does: actively and passively. And the way they respond are constructive and destructive. So how they respond to you is actively or passively response to what you say, and how they go about it, which is constructive, destructive. So there's 4 altogether combinations with this. There is the best moment is active and constructive. And now, what is active and constructive? It's when your partner is enthusiastic and engaged about the positive news. So for example, you found a brand new pair of jeans. You're excited about it. Got it for $20. It is a steal. I mean, brand new jeans, looking good. You're excited about it. You love the way the jeans fit on you. You're excited. You come tell your partner, hey, look what I found. Found these pair of jeans today while I was out in the store. I wasn't looking for jeans. I ended up finding them. They look amazing on me. They feel good. And it got them for $20. $20, what a steal. And they're like durable. Like they're going to last for years. And your partner responds just like, oh my God, you found a deal? Look at you. Good job. Like, I'm happy for you that you found a pair of jeans for a steal. Like that right there, that is example of active constructive. Your partner is enthusiastic and engaged with the positive news just like you are. Now, and that's the best scenario. Good scenario is passive constructive. Now, what is that? Your partner has a positive attitude and says little and shows little outward enthusiasm. So you're like, I found these pair of jeans, steal, $20, amazing, they fit good on me. And your partner's like, that's nice, awesome, I'm happy for you. Okay, they're excited for you. They give you positive news, but they're kind of just like, yeah, that's cool. Then it's good, but it's not the best. Bad is passive destructive, which is your partner discount the sharing. Sorry, your passive destructive is bad because your partner discounts the sharing by changing the subject or ignoring the remarks. So they come in, he's like, found these pair of jeans, excited, $20 off, and they're like, that's cool. Like, hey, did you hear about so-and-so today? Did you see what happened at work today? Let me tell you about my day. And you're like, I just had a moment here and I'm excited to share with you, but you just completely brush it off. All right, well, and then there's active destructive, which is the worst. The worst. And what is that? Is your partner says something critical about the positive news. So you happy about these $20 jeans you found, you're excited about your partner. Like, why are you spending $20? I don't care about the jeans. Like, what are you doing that for? Like, you're saving up for, this big trip and you're wasting your money away. What? $20 isn't within my budget. I was excited about it. Or they're like, I hate the jeans, don't like them at all. And you're like, why would you tell me that? Like, what's the benefits of it here? That is the worst case scenario, is active destructive. So the best scenario is active, constructive. You want your partner to be just enthusiastic about it with you. And what they found out when they did the study, that the best marriages and the best relationships, they have stronger marital satisfaction and stronger intimacy because they capitalize on capitalization. Your partner is just as excited as you are about things and openly and listen to you and just happy for you that you found things, and vice versa. You're happy for your partner as well, and your partner share positive news with them. Like, they have a little win where they found a podcast or they found something that got them excited about that day. It's a little win, and you should pretty much support your partner when they have those moments. Now, not every partner is going to be able to do this. So when you want to, how to find a good partner that does it, when it comes to dating, you want to make sure you choose a partner who is able to have those moments to be able to share with you. And in the book, I'm actually going to read straight from here. I'm going to read straight paragraph and everything. So what do the results from studies of capitalization tells us about wishing for traits in a partner? He said, I see 3 essential things to look for when assessing whether a partner will help you grow your relationship with positive. So, 1, choose a partner who is willing to share positive events. Although most people share their small and big positive events frequently, not everyone does. And those with traits such as avoiding attachment may feel too fearful to risk a partner not being responsive to their positive news. So it means you got a partner who doesn't want to open up to you. Find a partner that opens up to you and be willing to share the positive news. 2, choose a partner who is attentive and empathetic enough to know just how much a positive event means to you in the larger scheme of your life. This kind of partner responds with genuine enthusiasm to your good news because he or she is invested in your success and well-being. That's another thing you should look for in a partner. And I know there's people out there like, well, now everybody's going to share it. Now everybody's going to be genuine about how you go through. Here's a third one. Choose a partner who has enough self-esteem to believe that your enthusiasm about his or her positive news is genuine. Partners with low self-esteem may be prone to actively or passively discounting your validation of their good news or your feelings of genuine happiness about their accomplishments. So those are the 3 things they mentioned when it comes to finding a partner who will help with capitalization and help create that stronger bond. And that's number 1. So the first one I took away was find a partner who is big with capitalization, positive capitalization, and able to express and just support you and be happy for you when you have positive things happen. And you should do the same thing for your partner. It should be back and forth. You both should be building each other up, not being active destructive and destroying each other down when you have a positive moment. Because what happens if you shut your partner down when they're sharing things about what they had and they're excited about? They're going to stop sharing with you, and you find yourself in a situation where they might not want to talk to you about certain stuff because they don't know if it's going to set you off and they got to get nagged at. So that's the first takeaway from the book. The second takeaway I got from the science of happily ever after is agreeableness. They say agreeableness is one of the best predictors of long-term relationship happiness. And these people kind of get a bad rep because they usually are painted as the good guy, the nice guy, the sweet girl or nice girl tag. But agreeable people tend to have better relationship satisfaction, and they are more stable relationships as well. So Agreeable people are less likely to have deconstructive behavior like manipulation, greed, antagonism, and narcissistic behaviors. They're more likely in building relationships and behaving like this: 1, compassion; 2, trust; 3, spirit of cooperation. Are those 3 things that they are more likely to do. So, and building better relationships, they're more likely to do that and less likely to have deconstructive behavior and more likely to have relationship building behavior. This is done in a study by Brittany Solomon and Joshua Jackson from Washington University and St. Louis. And people who are agreeable also have a less likelihood of breaking up. And to add to it, their tendencies to show more empathy and less likely to participate in destructive behavior in conversation as well. High agreeableness, and people who have high agreeableness have better sex and have a high sexual satisfaction. This is from 2018 Psychological Bulletin. Mark Allen and Emma Walters, they found out that people who are agreeable are high in conscientiousness and they're less likely to engage in sexual infidelity. So you want to find a partner who is agreeable, and it makes sense. You don't want to have a partner who is constantly, nagging at you or constantly, every time you bring up something, just throwing it back at you. Like, no, that doesn't matter. No, that doesn't count. And just kind of going back and forth. So anytime you bring up something, they're always trying to pretty much prove that you're wrong or just disagree with you for just the sake of disagreeing or because they don't think you're right. You don't want to have a partner that you're constantly at odds and constantly have to convince that you're right or constantly bring up okay, here's something I learned today, and without you saying, hey, this is what I learned, without them saying, well, where'd you get your facts from? Without fact checking you, without calling I don't think that's right, or what the case would be, versus taking it and oh, that's neat. Okay, well, learn more about it. Because there's a reaction, there's a difference there. A partner who's want to be engaged, want to learn more about what you got some information from and just want to dig into it with this world with you versus just saying no because they want to say no or contradict you just to contradict you. You always don't want a partner who wants to contradict you. Person who is agreeable, they will be willing to listen to you. I'm not sure I've stopped there for a moment, but be willing to kind of take in what you're saying and not just shut it down and not try to cause a problem. They be willing to listen, to have a conversation with you. And they said here, their compassion, trust, and spirit of cooperation. They were willing to work together on something. So you want to have a partner that's agreeable and willing to, help you out, just like how you should be willing to help them out. You shouldn't be at odds with your partner 90% of the time. That's not healthy. Now, we know there's times where partners go butt heads. That's going to happen. It's going to happen in a relationship when you especially merge your lives together. But to be at odds with somebody 90% of the time is stressful. So find a partner who's going to be better, who's going to be more agreeable and when I say agreeable, you don't want a partner who they want you to do something, you're doing something that puts you in harm's way. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about if everybody's safe, everybody's taken care of, everybody's all, in good spirits here. You want a partner who's agreeable, especially in the bed. Hey, I like doing this. Can we do this? Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? You want a partner who be willing to go back and forth with you versus saying anything you bring up. No, I'm not doing that. No, we don't want to do that. No, we're not doing this. I'm not like that. Find somebody else. Oh, okay. And there's actually a mention in this that when it comes to sex, you can't find another partner who, unless you're in an open relationship, who's be willing to have the sexual experience with you. When you play tennis, they actually relate to sports. When you play tennis, if you have a partner who's not good at tennis, you can just find a new tennis partner to play with. When it comes to sex, you just can't get up and say, well, my partner's sex in bed, and they don't want to, they don't want to try to learn anything. You just can't get them I'm just going to walk out there and find a new partner who actually wants to do the same things I want to do in bed. You just can't do that and keep your relationship intact. You can't do that. Now, your open relationship, that's different, and that's a whole different dynamic, but you're changing the relationship. Is what it is, and not what it was before. You're adding a third person into the relationship, and depending on what your viewpoint is it can get sticky or not. So, but we're talking about just a pure monogamous relationship. You just can't be my partner doesn't want to do this in bed and I really like doing this and they don't want to do this. You can't be well, screw it. I'm just gonna find another partner to do the same thing, but keep everything else in a relationship. You can't. So you want to find a partner who's gonna be willing to be, everything's safe and everything's in good spirit, who'll be willing to, try things with you and be agreeable with you in the bed. And you should be agreeable with your partner too. What they like, what you like, you guys should try that stuff out on the bed side. But they said people who do this have a less likelihood of breaking up and have better marital satisfaction as well. Well, I guess better sexual satisfaction, not marital, but they do have a long-term relationship happiness. So that's the other thing I took away. Somebody who's agreeable. You want to find a partner who not always trying to cut you down or always retort or always contradict you every second. You don't want somebody who does that. You want to be a partner who you have fun with and you guys agree on a lot of stuff. So agreeableness is the second thing I took away from this book. The third thing I took away from The Science of Happily Ever After is a twofer. It's a twofer. And the first one is probably gonna be pretty short. Is physical attractiveness. Somebody's physical attractiveness, how they look, the physical look. There's actually no study that you can find, and this is from James McNulty, who actually studied 82 newlyweds. But there's no relationship between partner satisfaction and physical attractiveness in a relationship, which means depending on what people consider a partner, somebody be, quote unquote, I guess culturally or socially attractive, like really hot. There is pretty much no relation between partners' marital satisfaction, relationship satisfaction, and somebody's physical attractiveness. It means no matter how hot your partner is, there's not an indicator of whether or not that relationship is going to last or end up in smoke and flames. There's no indicator on that. Like physical attractiveness does not really indicate a stable relationship. Just because somebody's hot doesn't mean the relationship is going to last, and vice versa. So that's something that I thought was like, all right, that's of course, duh, but it's just something that the book went over. Like, yeah, because somebody's hot doesn't mean they're going to be in a good relationship. So that is something that I thought that was interesting. And then the second half of that is deal with money. So people are like, oh, well, it shouldn't matter how much somebody makes. Well, actually it does. They found out that if a woman is dating somebody who is at the poverty line or below the poverty line, they're actually 2.8 times more likely to divorce than somebody who has dating somebody, the woman dating a man or a person who's making $260,000 a year annually. So they say somebody who's making $18,000 a year is more likely to be in a relationship that's going to end, a marriage going to end a divorce, than somebody who is with somebody who's dating and married to somebody who's making $260,000 annually. That is, they're 2.8 times more higher. So that was something I thought. I was like, that's interesting. However, they did say once past the poverty line, diminishing returns on investment when it comes to relationships. So once a couple past the poverty line, there's diminishing returns on investment when it comes to marital stability, relationships with marital stability. They say diminishing investment, diminishing returns. Now, what does that mean? It just means the more money you guys are making, like it doesn't really mean, stability doesn't really matter. Like once you hit a certain threshold, it doesn't really matter how much money a person makes because like you guys are both satisfied. And you guys, what they said the poverty line, why it costs more likely for divorce is because you guys are struggling. You guys are not making money to even take care of yourself, take care of your food, take care of the bills. You guys are legit struggling. And that $18,000 was for a single person. But actually, the poverty line for a family of four, and this has changed. At the time in 2012, this was for $23,000 a year. It's actually for family of four, $31,000 now, which or $32,000 if you want to round up, but $32,000 annually is for a family of four, and for a single person is actually $16,000 a year. That's not enough money. That's actually that's nothing. Like you're legit are broke. But once you get over the poverty line of $31,000, let's say for a family of four, there's really no significant amount of association between more wealth and higher levels of psychological well-being. So pretty much they said as you go up in the poverty line, from poverty line, and what they had at the time of the book was 75,000 a year. More money than that doesn't really make your life better. Like you don't, as far as happiness, your happiness doesn't increase after you hit 75,000 in 2012. This has now changed. From a Purdue study back in 2000, I want to say 2018, they stated that the new evaluation for the ideal life and a life evaluation is 95,000 a year. But they said emotional well-being at its lowest gets better at 60,000 a year and pretty much caps off at 75,000 a year. So between 60 and 75,000, your emotional well-being is going to be at its best. And then after 75,000, it doesn't really increase. But as far as ideal life, it's just that like 95,000 is where it is for the United States for money and happiness. They said North America as a whole is 105,000 annually. Salary is that how much money you should have to pretty much exist in all of America. But I thought that was interesting. And these studies, that was from Purdue study in a NASDAQ article. And what they got it from in 2012 was from the 2010 Journal of Divorce, and Rad Conger from Iowa University was the one who pretty much did the study, and then Purdue went and did the study again later on down the line. But they mentioned that pretty much the more money you have past 75,000 and 95,000 doesn't really increase your emotional well-being, which means you're going to be covered for everything. And then on top of that, when you're combining families, like you're combining incomes with your partner, you guys most likely are going to have more money. They actually mentioned that 80% of potential partners live above the poverty line. 80% of potential partners, which means the money you're bringing in, if you're making 50,000 annually and your partner making 50,000 annually, you guys combine, so I get married, you're gonna be making it above, or making 100,000 now, pretty much above 75,000, make 100,000. You guys are good. You guys are good. So to say you need a partner that makes, 200,000 a year, 100,000 a year, and you're bringing in 50,000. You really don't need that, because combine your guys' income together, you guys gonna be set, and you guys gonna be living above the poverty line. So putting that much pressure on a partner making, X amount of dollars, if they're not struggling at the poverty line, they're making more than that, and heck, if they're making I think the national average median or national medium income right now for a household is 59,000 annually. Your partner's making the average, and you're making the average. You guys are set. So don't put so much emphasis on the money and how much money that person should make. Now they're at the poverty line. That's something like, okay, hey, you shouldn't be dating. You should be definitely taking care of your business and make sure your stuff is taken care of. But you're pretty much above that. Once you hit 75 to 90,000, 95,000, you pretty much got everything covered. You really don't need that much more, in life as far as money to be mentally satisfied, I should say, for your emotional well-being, I should say. Because then people the wants kick in, and then that's you got to work on yourself there. But that's a whole other conversation for a different day. So that's the 3 things I took away from this book, The Science of Happily Ever After. The first one was capitalization, positive capitalization, how that can have a, positive impact and make relationships last longer. It is having a positive, an active, constructive response to your partner when they share things, and have that same kind of response and be excited for your partner. 2, agreeableness. Partners who are agreeable, they pretty much have 1, better sex, and 2, have longer relationships and less likely to cheat. And then 3, physical attractiveness is not really, doesn't equate to a positive relationship or a stable relationship. And money, once you hit past 95,000, you're pretty much, it doesn't benefit to have a partner who makes, there's not gonna be any more emotional benefit of dating somebody who makes more than 95,000, and then you combine your guys' income, and y'all both making above 50. You guys are set. Heck, you both making 40,000 a year. You guys are set because your incomes get combined. You're gonna have a better, you'll be able to live life, and your well-being won't be. You guys are not struggling, pretty much. So that's what I took away from The Science of Happily Ever After. And I'm gonna put some of these links in the comment section or in the description box below, so that way you guys can click on them and read the articles for yourselves, for you guys out there who love reading. But yeah, that's what I took away from this book. And if you want to find this book, I found this in my local Barnes and Nobles. You can Google this and find it and buy it and read it. But I thought it was a good read and took some good stuff from it. So yep. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching this show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.